Guys, today I'm taking a look at a cool 4K projector. Okay, so what's so good about that? Well, this is a Netflix licensed projector. Yep, not like others that claim to have this feature only to be let down when you try to use it. This is the real deal. I mean, picture this. You're setting up a projector for a movie night, and instead of dealing with cables, dongles, and 20 minutes of troubleshooting, you just press a button and everything works perfectly. The screen adjusts itself, the picture is crystal clear, and you're streaming Netflix in 4K within seconds. Sound too good to be true? Well, that's exactly what the Kogata GC357B smart projector promises to deliver. Now, I've been testing this projector for the past few weeks, and I have to say, it's changed how I think about home entertainment. If you're thinking about upgrading your home theatre setup, or just want a projector that doesn't make you want to pull your hair out, then this video is for you. We'll talk about its 4K capabilities, the smart operating system, the autofocus and keystone feature that actually works, and whether it lives up to all of the hype. Sound good? Well, stick around. I'll be back in just a few seconds. What's up YouTube? Dave here with Seen for a Lens, and thanks for stopping by the channel. We make lifestyle videos and all things tech, so if that's your kind of thing, then please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking on the bell icon so you could be notified of new videos. So guys, yes, this is the Netflix licensed smart projector from Kogata. And I have to say, spoiler alert, for around £260, this little marvel is really quite impressive. Now, before we get into it, Kogata sent me this smart projector to review in exchange for my honest opinion. And guys, you know that whatever I review, you're always going to get my honest opinion, good, bad, or indifferent. So let's get this out of the box and see what we have. So guys, first up, in the box, we have an HDMI cable. We also get a very nice remote control. I mean, a lot of remote controls that come with devices such as this are often very cheap and nasty, but not this one. This is nice, even though you got to supply your own batteries. But as a remote goes, it's nice. Then guys, we get a power cable, we get a spare dust filter, some composite connecting cables if you want to output this to some kind of older AV equipment. And guys, you get the projector and the paperwork. Now looking at the projector, and on the top we have the power on off button with some other controls. So if you want to operate this manually without a remote, you can. On the front you have the lens with a nice dust cover and the autofocus stroke keystone sensors. At the back, we've got the HDMI ports, we've got two USB-A ports, the AV port, and a headphone socket. Now, down one side, you get the power in port and that replaceable dust filter port, which just kind of slides out just like this, which is pretty nice. And on the other side, you have the fan. Now guys, let's start with what makes this projector different from the dozens of other projectors that are flooding the market right now. The Kogata GC357B comes with something that most projectors don't have, and that is a real smart operating system with Netflix built right in. Now, I know what you're thinking because I thought the same thing. How many times have we heard about projectors with smart features that barely work? Quite a lot, really. I mean, I've reviewed quite a few projectors, and I'm not going to name which ones, but there are a few. But here's the thing that caught my attention. This projector has got Netflix, YouTube, and Prime Video all pre-installed. Not just shortcuts or links, but actual apps that work without needing any external devices. Now, when I first unboxed this projector, I'm not going to lie, I was skeptical about the Netflix claim. I mean, why single that out, right? But, you know, I was definitely skeptical. I mean, we've all been burnt by products that promise streaming capabilities that then require you to jump through hoops to actually use them. So the first thing that I did was plug it in and try to access Netflix directly. And I have to admit, I was surprised. The Netflix app loaded up just like it would on any smart TV. I could browse through my watch list, search for new shows, and start streaming in literally seconds. I mean, the interface is clean and responsive, which is more than I can say for some smart TVs that I've used, or even things like Fire Sticks, right? Some of the older ones are just so laggy. But on this, Netflix is just the beginning. The Projector comes with over 200 apps available to download. I mean, you've got your usual suspects like YouTube and Prime Video, but also apps for music streaming, games, and even productivity tools. And what's really cool is that you can also use the built-in browser to access streaming content that might not be available through the App Store. Now, guys, let's talk about picture quality, because that's an important part of any projector. Well, the Kogata GC35-7B uses something called MTK 9660. It's a chipset with 2 gigabytes of RAM and 8 gigabytes of storage. I mean, I know these numbers might not mean much to everyone, but what they translate to is smooth performance and the ability to handle 4K content without stuttering. I mean, the projector itself is 1080p, but it can decode and display 4K content. Now, before you get confused, let me explain what that means in practical terms. When you stream a 4K movie from Netflix, the projector takes the 4K signal and processes it to display the best possible image on your screen. The result is noticeably sharper and more detailed than what you get from a regular 1080p projector. The projector also uses AIPQ technology, which stands for AI picture quality. Basically, it's artificial intelligence that automatically adjusts the image to look as good as possible based on what you're watching. It analyzes the content in real time and tweaks things like brightness, contrast, and color saturation. I notice this particularly when switching between different types of content. I mean, watching a dark thriller or program versus a bright comedy, the projector would automatically adjust and give me the best viewing experience for each. Now guys, this projector also supports HDR10+, which is kind of a big deal for picture quality. HDR, or high dynamic range, makes the bright parts of the image brighter and the dark parts darker, giving you much better contrast. Now guys, let's talk about one of my favorite features, the autofocus and 6D keystone correction. I mean, if you've ever used a projector before, you know that getting the image to look right can be a real pain. You have to manually adjust the focus, then try to get the image to fit properly on your screen or wall. And if the projector isn't perfectly aligned, you end up with this kind of trapezoid shaped image instead of a rectangle. Well, the Kogata GC35-7B solves all of these problems automatically. When you turn it on, it uses sensors to detect your screen or wall and automatically adjusts the focus. The 6D keystone correction then makes sure the image is perfectly rectangular, even if the projector is placed at an angle. I tested this deliberately by placing the projector off to the side and pointing at the wall at a weird angle, and within about 10 seconds it corrected the image to look perfectly rectangular. The autofocus worked as well, and you know what? This is a real time saver. I mean, I moved the projector closer and further away from the wall, and each time it quickly adjusted to keep the image sharp. Also guys, there's a zoom feature that lets you adjust the screen size from around 50% to 100% without having to physically move the projector. And this is incredibly convenient if you want to make the image smaller for casual viewing or larger for movie night. The projector can create images up to 300 inches diagonal, which is pretty massive. I mean, even at 150 inches, which is what I typically use, the image quality remains pretty impressive. Now guys, let's talk about connectivity, because this is where a lot of projectors fall short. The Kogata GC357B supports Wi-Fi 6, which is the latest and fastest Wi-Fi standard. Now this means smooth streaming without buffering, even when you're watching 4K content. The Wi-Fi 6 also makes screen mirroring much more reliable. I was able to mirror my phone and my laptop to the projector without any lag or connection issues, which is great for sharing photos with the family or giving presentations. The projector also has Bluetooth 5.3, which is interesting because it works in two ways. Firstly, you can connect Bluetooth headphones or speakers to the projector for better audio. And second, you can use the projector as a Bluetooth speaker and connect your phone to it to play music. I mean, I tried both and the audio quality was surprisingly good. The built-in speakers are decent enough for casual viewing, but you know what? Connecting external speakers definitely improves the audio experience. And guys, speaking of audio, the projector supports Dolby Vision and DTS compatible audio. And this means you get theatre quality sound that matches the high quality visuals. When I watched action movies, the sound effects were crisp and clear, and I could hear details in the audio that I'd missed before. Music and concerts sounded particularly good, with clear separation between instruments and vocals. And now guys, let's talk about practical usage scenarios. I've been using this projector both indoors and outdoors, and I'm going to say it performs well in both situations. Indoors, it works great in a dark room for movie nights. Outdoors, well, it works well also. The brightness is sufficient for most lighting conditions, but like most projectors, it's going to look the best in darker environments. But guys, the portable design does make it easy to carry around, and the Wi-Fi connectivity means you can stream content without the need for running cables. I mean, I even plugged in my Fire Stick, right, to the HDMI port and the USB port to power it. And you know what? It was really good. Just make sure you've got a good outdoor screen or a smooth wall to project onto. But this projector isn't just for entertainment. It's also surprisingly good for work and educational purposes. It supports office software like PowerPoint and Excel, making it great for presentations. But to be fair, I just streamed it wirelessly, right? So I didn't need to use the native app, but you can do. I mean, I used it for a few work meetings and the image quality was professional enough for business use. The autofocus feature, like I said, is particularly helpful in meeting rooms where you might need to quickly set something up and get presenting. And guys, like I said, that remote control is worth a mention because it is good and it uses Bluetooth instead of infrared, which means you don't need to point it directly at the projector. The buttons are well laid out and responsive, making it easy enough to navigate through menus and apps. Now guys, let's address some potential concerns that you might have. First off, the issue of streaming apps and copyright restrictions. Well, I'm going to say now, the manufacturer is upfront about this. Due to HDCP copyright restrictions, you can't wirelessly mirror certain streaming apps from your phone to the projector. This is actually a limitation on most projectors, not just this one. However, since this projector has streaming apps built right in, it isn't really a problem. You can still stream directly from the projector's apps, which I've got to say is more convenient anyway. Another thing to consider is that while the projector does support 4K decoding, it's not a native 4K projector. If you're someone who absolutely needs native 4K resolution, then you're going to need to look at a much more expensive option. But for most people, the 4K decoding provides excellent image quality that's more than good enough for home use. Over the time I've been using it, the performance has been consistent. I haven't experienced any crashes, connection issues, or any other problems. The fan noise is minimal, and do you know what? It's not really distracting during normal viewing. The projector does get warm during extended use, but you know what? That's normal, right? And it has good ventilation anyway to prevent overheating. Kogata offers lifetime technical support, a 3-year warranty and even a 1-year free replacement guarantee, which shows they're confident in their product and willing to stand behind it. I haven't needed to contact support myself, but it's reassuring to know that help is available if needed. So guys, there you have it, the Kogata GC357B smart projector. After weeks of testing, I can say that it pretty much delivers on its promises. The 4K decoding provides excellent image quality, the smart features actually work as advertised, and the autofocus and keystone correction makes setup incredibly easy. I mean, it's not perfect, no projector is, but this Kogata offers a great balance of features, performance and convenience, and at a cost that won't break the bank. If you're looking for a projector that can handle both entertainment and work, and you want something that's easy to set up and use, this is definitely worth considering. And guys, at the time of this video going live, this smart projector costs less than £260. I'll leave any product links and any discounts in the description, and if you have any comments or questions, then please leave them below. And if you like the video, then please give it a thumbs up. It really does make a difference. And if you'd like to see more of my content, then please subscribe and click on the bell icon so you can be notified of new videos. Thanks to you guys for watching, and thanks to Kogata for sending me this very cool projector to review. I'm Dave with Scenes Through a Lens, and I will see you the next time. Bye for now.